Impunity, that's true.
I like the Sicilian pick one that I think that Sicilian, we all know you give him the stacks.
Yep.
He's very painful. But speaking of which, you know, when I think about Roger, I was thinking that maybe Impunity could have gone for the Ruby. You know, I think that they have shown a lot of Ruby in their gameplays, but Oh My Rise today is not Oh My Rise, so maybe you know they won't go for that Ruby today.
Yeah, so Impunity, I feel like they're showing the cards right now, right? It's all on the table, the writing's on the wall, on the green screen if you want to say it that way. They are going in for the late game. Now, it's EVOS side of turn. What are they going to be doing? They have very strong mid-game spikes. Once the Phobius unlock level 4, once the Abaxia, even the Benedetta unlocks level 4, that's it. They'll be able to go in, and here we go. Lilia.
We have seen Lilia earlier today. RSG 505 played a really mean Lilia. But my biggest question to you, Jace, is who is going to be hyper on the side of Impunity? Is it going to be Esmeralda or is it going to be Balmond?
I feel like the Esmeralda should be going to the side lanes better. Balmond is the one that has ganking a possibility even before level 4. Because how is Esmeralda going to gank it before level 4? Walk up to lane with a movement speed buff. You need level 4 in order to start ganking, but Balmond he can start playing aggressive once he hits level 2.
Well, for sure, it's going to be one of a fight as we go in. It's going to be Impunity versus EVOS. I'm super looking forward to this match itself. I cannot wait to see. And we are here in the land of Dawn. Let's unveil, see who is going to be the core for Impunity.
Yeah, I guess we have to re-unveil because I'm basically coming in almost blind, but it seems like it's going to be
the Balmond. I saw Reminiscent going to the mid lane with the Balmond, so it's going to be that hyper onto the side of Balmond. Sailor, interestingly, is going to play the Phobius as the mid mage. We have JPL on the Baxia. Speaking of JPL, look at him immediately rose to Reminiscent, trying to deny him from bad buff, but the backup coming in from Mikumi. What a good damage coming in. They want to shut down. Is this going to be the first blood as JPL, as usual, goes in for the first blood?
I feel like there's no point voting for EVOS to basically take up the first blood. It's going to always be the enemy team because JPL, what he tried to do early on just now is to find Reminiscent and try to delay at all costs. But you see how Impunity react to that very quickly. Find JPL, lock him down with the Sanguine Claws, and that's it. Don't forget, Balmond, all he needs is pick up level 2 and he starts doing a lot of damage. Something surprising though is Enya actually rotating all the way to the bottom side, going toe-to-toe with an assassin. Not really favoring that one, but it's a kind of an equal fight at the top side. So I feel like it's going to be a battle on who picks up level 4 first.
Yes, and yeah, onto the Marksman emblem against the Benedetta. Looks like he is owning the lane against the Benedetta because of the range itself. Reminiscent going in for the turret blading, and it seems like we are unable to have any response. And you look at the tower, what is happening? Impunity is going to get the first tower in less than 2 minutes.
Impunity, I take first blood, I take first tower. This is going to allow Reminiscent to scale because we know how Balmond and the Beatrix, they scale very hard. And Beatrix in her kit, she can shred turrets very quickly, especially with a shotgun, especially with an SMG. My preferred one is the shotgun. But here we go. It is going to be EVOS on top of the turtle right now. It's going to be a Sanguine Claws that will be able to catch APL right in the back. Reminiscent spinning for love, but it is going to be Sailor chasing on top of Reminiscent, picking up that kill for now. Tit for tat, equalizing that fight for now, but it is going to be also EVOS picking up the turtle, allowing them to equalize that goal lead.
EVOS, SG managed to climb back. They took the turtle and round. They are just behind the goal lead as of 200. I mean, that Phobius though, that Sailor onto that Phobius.
Yeah, my dude, he looks shy, but he's not very shy when it comes to in-game.
He's not very shy in game, right?
Yeah, he's not very shy in game. He's like a whole new different monster, right? But Phobius picking up that kill earlier just now, I feel like it's not as easy as it seems to just press one button and win. We've seen other teams actually using that button and engage a little bit too far. EVOS setting up a ambush right at the brush, take away, will just bounce away without any problems at all.
Yeah, speaking of which, a rotation swap, they send Esmeralda down onto the bottom lane against here, and Enya, having been pushed that lane so early on, will rotate top against Julia.
Yeah, I really like this rotation coming up for the side of Impunity. They're really reacting to this, but Run using the ultimate going down here. Stay immobilized for now, but this is a very slippery Benedetta. However, it is EVOS side that is actually looking at the top.
Well, the top, they are actually preparing for another phase check. Whoever phase checks into the bush might get scouted out on. But it seems I know it's going to be a disengage as takeaway. He's just providing vision for the team. They are not going in for the engage.
Yeah, you can see like one button literally shreds Adamir all the way to half health. Forced to pop the heal right now. It is EVOS controlling the top side so that, you know, the turtle will be spawning in 29 seconds. I feel like EVOS, the momentum is not there. It is Impunity that is controlling the early game all throughout. Now, this is not supposed to be happening, right? Impunity, they're going to go for a late game draft, but they are already leading in the early game. This is not a very good sign for EVOS.
Well, I mean, it's still too early because we know that EVOS, even they are behind, one good fight, one good team fight will capitalize on it, and we all know that JPL always steps up play for Potato to come in. So I feel that, you know, it's still a bit early to tell, but what we know is that the next turtle is going to spawn in the top lane, and meanwhile Potato is on. They chase on to the turtle, but Takeaway having a vision will go in to scout out. Will Impunity contest on this turtle? Because you know, around his slower rotation, he just passed that mid boost itself, and Predator will take the turtle without contest.
Yeah, bombs away going in, and it's also Nibiru's passion as Reminiscent coming with the leather counter, picks up JPL along for the side, takes away, shredding around, Potato jumping around, making sure he doesn't even go around, but it's Sailor jumping on in with member of 4, but it is going to be Impunity collapsing on Sailor for the time being, and Sailor forced to disengage. EVOS picks up the turtle, but Impunity picks up Potato. I feel like that's a good one more combo coming up for Impunity. EVOS, that bomb and that Nibiru's pressure shreds EVOS like butter.
Well, the thing is that JPL got caught out, so Potato, you know, they were chasing all the way down onto Potato. Meanwhile, in the mid lane itself, they almost want to crack open their mid lane gear. Still not able to join that fight. Goes for the split push, but around rotates back onto the side. Will pop their ultimate to chase onto gear, but I think it's going to be a disengage on the bottom lane.
Yeah, both teams. I feel like Impunity wants to pick EVOS up, but EVOS is swapping their gears, changing it around. They're going to play for the macro game, trying to make sure to trade objectives super early on to get at least some lead right now. Gear staying at the bottom side is actually a good call, I would say, because EVOS, I don't think they can fight Impunity face on.
Well, not for now, unless they catch on to, for example, Enya. We all know Enya, that Beatrix itself is slowly but slowly scaling into the game. She already built onto that BOD, so she's going to hit like a Troy. And I think that all she needs to do is just go in for objectives, right? Like Enya, focusing on the tower itself, trying to crack open that top lane. Yeah,
I think the anime needs also more items as well, because Lilia does a lot of damage, especially with Impunity that likes to clump up. But I feel like EVOS, JPL needs to roll at the right time, catch the right target, and lock down the right target. Because for the time Impunity, you gotta lock down either Miku or Enya, because those two are the ones that will literally bring hell to your draft.
That's for sure. And the turtles being spawned onto the bottom lane, Reminiscent immediately wants to contest on this, but they are not going down to the fight as Potato and Adamir in the bushes. The bomb coming in, so from Lilia will swing down onto Rum. Who is going to be the next victim? Reminiscent managed to get onto. There is a double kill on the side of Reminiscent, and in fact, Lilia, they lost 3 members of EVOS. They cannot contest for this turtle.
One axe, Reminiscent from like a quarter of health, boosted his HP thanks to his emblem as well. They pick up EVOS, they pick up the turtle. Man, EVOS is shaking, especially in this early game right now. Let's take a look at this quick hydration to see what's going on. I feel like Potato and Adamir, they engage a little bit too early. Potato sends blood, picks up Run, unfortunately, but look at Reminiscent. Look at how low he is, and immediately, half health, picks up the double kill. That leader counter, remember we said, you give Bauman that early game, he's gonna scale like a monster like he is right now. And don't forget, you have Miku. That is another potential nuke coming up from Impunity.
Yes, we all know that Cecilia, once Sangli Cost connects, and it's going to be huge, massive damage. And I think that they need to catch out either on Enya or Miku, you know, in order to bring back the momentum. But speaking of which, JPL scouting down in the bushes, like you said, Jace, JPL needs to roll on the right target at the right time, right?
Yeah, I feel like EVOS catching Reminiscent is like a lost cause. I think you let Bauman do whatever it is, but here we go. JPL catching Run. The push allows Silas to jump all the way in. It's a 3-member collapse on Run for now, but here comes Enya as well. targeting on top of Potato looking very low. Nibiru pressure was activated at the same time. JPL trying to find Enya, but it's takeaway jumping in, providing peel for Enya and picks him up at the same time. EVOS, they lose one member for that trade. Impunity, they're not backing down from this fight. They have the momentum and they're looking to scale.
Let's have a quick look at the items. Rum. He's not going for, you know, that attack. He's going in with the dominant eye, so he's going to be very tanky. And look at Enya. He already has his second item. Meanwhile, into the building itself, they're trying to catch on to any members before that next 19 seconds. The Lord is going to spawn up.
Yeah, with the Demon Hunter Sword, I believe that's going to be going into the Corrosive Scythe as well. It's going to be an anti-tank build coming out from Enya, right? With the Nibiru's passion, Nibiru, as well as the bombs is gonna shred JPL if JPL decides to roll all the way in. Now JPL, I feel like the engages has been a little bit wonky this time around, unable to catch the right people, but Impunity taking the driver's seat right now. But it is going to be EVOS playing the macro game. It feels like the way they rotate, I feel like the EVOS brand, EVOS has the better.
Reminiscent, is there a bait coming in? They're trying to bait Reminiscent into the bush itself, but they're not going in. Reminiscent managed to catch on to JPL. JPL has to pop their ultimate to escape from it. Can JPL escape from it? He will escape from it this time round. He chooses to roll away.
He has to roll away because...
Roll
away full speed Insanic because Reminiscent, dude, that leader counter did not actually execute him. I feel like it was a little bit too early, but that means that Impunity gained control over the Lord Pit right now. If any Reminiscent, they can push this down very quickly. It's up to EVOS to cancel it right now. Would that be a steal? No, it would not be because Enya's is spreading passion all across the board, daring EVOS to come all the way in, and they're daring them right now. Impunity standing love and damage all across on top of the Nightmare, melted all the way down. Gear falling forward as well as Impunity. They're still looking very sharp. They're looking for more, but take away. Oh, missing the ultimate. Unfortunately, did not able to catch anything, but it's Enya picking up the double kill, wiping out the side of EVOS.
Wipe out! What is happening? Why is EVOS having a wipe out? Is this going to be the curse where Vertigo gets a 2-0? Impunity, the strat coming in though. Enya coming in with that Beatrix just melts EVOS.
Oh yes, I think this might be the GG push. Gear cannot afford to lose his life right now. Animair walking slowly all the way. The defense of EVOS is cracking, and the cracks can start to show a little bit of nervousness on top of the drop of EVOS. They only got one Bastion left in the bottom side, but Miku, oh my goodness, that Holy Crystal going into his pocket, he's gonna hurt.
In fact, he's starting to hurt. That Sanguine Claws, so amped on time, managed to pull back onto EVOS, and EVOS, they don't have anyone to go to the back line to aim for the Beatrix or Miku.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Quick hydration brought to you by H2O. You can see how Enya, right, is just Gear jumps in, gets melted out very quickly. It's a very bad engage coming out from the side of EVOS. EVOS, they try to steal, but Enya just decides to just spray bullets, making sure there's no way of entry. And you can see how Impunity trading targets like that, and EVOS just falling for it, unable to catch Enya and Miku, and of course the Sanguine Claws and that peel coming out from takeaway. So good.
Yeah, I mean, Gear tried to go into the back line to look for Beatrix, but unfortunately, they are losing so much in goal lead that whenever he goes in, he's melted down even before he deals any damage to that Beatrix or even Miku. And with that, you know, they're all in from EVOS, just unable to sustain the damage from Impunity SG, and right now they managed to crack open the top lane. EVOS forced to defend.
Yeah, usually you see the sides is flipped. It is EVOS taking control of the driver's seat, but this time around, Impunity, the underdogs, the dark horses, call them whatever you want, they're showing their horns, they're bearing their fangs at EVOS instead, cowering back at their base, counting steps right now. There's no way for them to basically walk all the way up. I feel like they're actually trembled, they're a bit shaken.
Well, I think that this draft itself, having Celia as the mid Phobius instead of perhaps Adamir in that Phobius, doesn't seem to work out. But you know, one good team fight can potentially change the game, but I don't think that Impunity will let this one. They are so close to taking EVOS, one game away from EVOS. They can essentially choose to suffocate onto the lanes of EVOS and patiently wait for the next Lord.
Yeah, I think Impunity, they're doing exactly that right now. Playing a little bit of an idle game, playing a bit of a waiting game, very patiently in the brush, just daring EVOS to just explore and breathe fresh air. But I mean, Sophia, this is exactly what you said, right? there is a Sicilian that's gonna burst anyone all the way. Now, you take a look at EVOS side, right? They're just playing the waiting game. I don't know what they're doing.
No, they're just basically delaying their creeps from even pushing in. I mean, it's a counter strat, you know, to them Impunity choking the lanes, but I think that the next slot itself, I don't think EVOS can contest with it. You look at the goal lead, they are so far behind. Impunity so far, you look at Enya, just pick up that immortality for the Beatrix.
Yep, so giving him a second life as well, but meanwhile EVOS is going to have to pick up the scraps. They're going to push down a little bit slowly because the Lord this time around is going to be a Luminous Lord, going to spawn in less than 10 seconds. This one will knock in hard from the side of Impunity. I think EVOS, the only way right now is probably try to sneak some turrets right now or try to contest this on a 5v5.
Well, I think that they are trying to contest for this. You look at the rotation coming in from EVOS. They are going in from that mid bush. They managed to go in. They catch onto Esmeralda with a little help. With that, who is going to get the Lord? It's going to be Belmont onto the Lord. A team fight coming in. Celia will get slain onto the side. Who is going to be the next victim? The Potato managed to get onto Reminiscent, but unfortunately Mikumi with that Sicilian will be able to get onto JPL.
Yeah, Potato is still alive. This is okay trade coming up from the side of EVOS, but there's minions at the bottom side hammering on top of this turret. It's two members going to send all the way down, but that is for naught. It's going to be a clean base from the side of EVOS. Impunity, my god, they sacrificed 3 members, but they're sending a Luminous Lord all the way down. I don't think Impunity will be
Look at
able to
Potato.
come in all the way.
Potato. He wants to go in for the gang onto Mikumi, but then the backup coming in from NES who cannot go in. But it's good news to EVOS because they managed to defend on this slot. Look at how fast they clear off the slot.
Yeah, Potato was alive, and that is the only reason why EVOS was able to stay and defend this Lord successfully. Not even allowing the Lord to actually walk all the way into their base. They're spreading it out slowly but surely. That pickoff was really good coming up from the side of EVOS. It's gonna be another waiting game. My god, Sophia, I feel like I need another H2O.
Well, interestingly, you look at Enya, he actually picked up on the Golden Staff. This is my first time that I've seen Beatrix on that Golden Staff.
Yeah, I was thinking about going to start, but instead I called it corrosive side, my bad. But speaking of which, what can EVOS do?
Go for another pickoff. If they manage to go for a pickoff either to Mikumi or Enya, they would really help them scale back into the game. But you speak about that Sicilian, you look at how much damage the Sanguine Claws will connect. They get CL killing spree onto Mikumi. Meanwhile, they want to go in for takeaway left with 1 slither of health, but immortality will be popped. It's going to be a disengage onto the side unless someone catch onto Beatrix, but no, not enough damage to catch onto Enya.
Yeah, not even with Benedettas, the mobility will not be able to catch on top. JPL will go down for another 25 seconds. Now EVOS, they just got to hold the fort, right? Impunity's takeaway was so low. The fact that he jumped in and actually managed to push JPL to the wall, allowing Mikumi the money shot that he's looking for, reads JPL like butter.
Yep, definitely. And if I'm on the side of Impunity, I will give the buff to Mikumi. Right? We know that you look at the stacks. How many stacks do you think that Sicilian has right now? Guess.
I think at this
more than 200.
I'm going 300 to 400 if I'm feeling.
I don't think it's 400, but I think 200 plus possible.
Yeah, it could be because he's hurting like bad. EVOS just freezing the wave at their side, making sure that Impunity is very hard for Impunity to crack. But don't forget, Impunity, they've got Mikumi, someone that's long range that would slowly whittle it down. But for the side of EVOS, don't really have anything that's long range. They have to dive and pick up one person and move away.
Yep, definitely. The next Lord is going to spawn in the next 50 seconds. EVOS unable to escape from their base. I think Impunity is choking them into the base. But all they need to do is either catch onto Enya or Mikumi for them to turn around in this game. Can EVOS climb back into the game? Or will Impunity bring the biggest upset by winning 1 game away from EVOS? Even 1 game for me, I feel like it's like an achievement, right?
Yeah, I said that right just now, right? Impunity, they take 1 game from EVOS. I feel like they shot for the moon and they landed on Uranus already. That's basically what Impunity has done thus far. And my god, wear your aluminum foil hat, man. Vertigo was right all along.
Well, I mean, the game is it's not yet done, but for sure, I mean, Reminiscent said in his interview that his team having amateur players, they ride on momentum. So when they win the game, you know, then of course the next game itself, they feel the confidence. But will EVOS bring the biggest asset JPL scouted out? Can they get onto Reminiscent? But no, it won't get onto Reminiscent. The Lord will be spawned onto the bottom lane.
EVOS touch and go, unable to catch Reminiscent at all, but it's going to be Rum that's stalling for time. Just the claws land, but it doesn't land. But takeaway, jumping on top of Adamir, melting him all the way down. It is going to be JPL as well, dancing around, trying to catch Enya, trying to catch Mikumi, but it is going to be EVOS falling behind in terms of the follow-up. JPL landing on the fire, but it would not be any turn pick-off right now. Enya and Mikumi needs to die for EVOS to basically pick this up, but it seems like EVOS, they're not going to go down without a fight. Sailor is still all the way in, like in pounds for the iFrame.
Enya?
Take away, chasing up to JPL. Enya coming in, but it is here with the ultimate, coming in with the Electro, trying to find a massive target, but Enya, the positioning is so good. But here, turns around, lands the execute on top of takeaway. I think that's a decent trade. With Impunity, the only person they can steal right now is Reminiscent.
But they lost 2 members on both sides, but they still have Reminiscent onto the Belmont. They're trying to start the lot, but it is, I don't know, I feel like it's going to be so close, you know. You look at Sailor, he goes in, they lost their tank. So if they go in for the lot, it's going to be very risky, but I think that Impunity spots it out. They're not going to go there for the lot, they're chasing down on Gear. One more, he shall do the trick, but it is not enough to go in for Gear. He will escape.
Oh, this delay tactic is working very well for EVOS. Now, with 19 seconds on that clock from the side of takeaway, as the gold equalizes for both sides, EVOS needs to take this Lord right now, but they need the full strength. Impunity, they're definitely going to have to wait for takeaway. JPL is going to respond and he's going to roll even faster all the way in. Or EVOS is going to try to deal some objective damage in terms of the mid lane, but no. Super Minions is getting super hard to kill, but it is going to be EVOS equalizing the gold lead for now.
EVOS, they have found their foot in, they won back in terms of gold lead, and right now the gold doesn't really matter. They're almost at full build, so one good team fight will eliminate that game. But who is going to go in for the lot? Because we all know that whoever gets the next lot will potentially close this game. You look at that, we're at 20 minutes, it's going to be a mega lot.
Yeah, Luminous Lord is going to hurt like a truck. You see defensive items all throughout. Take a look from the side of Impunity. You can see like Immortality is being built. You can see like Athena shields as well. You can even see oracles from the side of Sailor to actually bounce off with the shield, but it is going to be Reminiscent that's going to start the Lord right now. EVOS pathing in slowly but surely. Potato actually decides to focus on the mid lane instead. It's going to be mid lane cracked open as the side of Impunity turns around, manages to catch here as well. He melts all the way down, but his JPL actually activating, and Potato goes in for the suppression, but it will be a meltdown coming up from the side of EVOS Strong. JPL forced to run away. Sila still actually fighting. They're trying to turn around, turn back around. It's up to Sila to trend. He lands the kill on top of the members, but it's going to be an Immortality being popped. Sailor is the main reason why EVOS is actually making the steal in the fight. The leader counter, oh no, it misses. Now it feels like we're going back to a reset. Impunity back into 3 members. They need to force this Lord right now while EVOS is going back to base, licking their wounds. Adamir on full defense duty. Even the side of Reminiscent, right? Already starting to push.
Well, Rum and Mikumi waste no time as they go in for the Lord. But Sailor as well as Adamir, they're lurking in the bushes. The only thing is that they have Reminiscent, so potentially Reminiscent could go for that retreat, but it's not going to be easy. Sailor goes in for the hunt. He hunts for Mikumi left with 1 slither. How can he connect onto Mikumi? Immortality will be popped. Rum has to protect onto the side of Mikumi, but Belmont on the side will go into the back line. Sailor unable to take this up, buddy. You will go down. Double kill onto the side of Belmont.
Oh no, this has gone from bad to worse, ladies and gentlemen. EVOS take Sailor, tunnel vision on top of Impunity because of the Lord, but wedding bells are tingling right now at the back. The core at half health. Potato and JPL finally come in all the way, but here it's already at the Lord pit as they duke it all the way down. This is going to be a very swift fight coming up from the side of EVOS. Reminiscent, oh, he missed the lethal out counter right now as Gear outplays all the way. Right, here comes JPL and here comes the cavalry, but JPL is going to be the cavalry that gets focused down. Not even Nibiru is going to be able to melt him on this time run. It is going to be taking a lot of resources coming up from Impunity just to melt EVOS down as the Lord gets reset for the 4th time.
Impunity had it. They're going to try to end the game. They're like, say no more. EVOS lost 3 members. They're not going to go in for the Lord. They want to end this with the push. They still have Enya. Can this be the GG push here? Left with 1 slither of health. But the damage in from there, they're going to shut down onto Mikumi. They lost Mikumi.
Oh no, Potato. He's not going to be a very strong Potato with this Roger. He needs the peel. But here comes Adamir. But what can Adamir do? Oh, hold on a second. EVOS is actually turning this around. They're actually going in. This is now or never. This is do or die. Adamir pops the ultimate as Sailor coming all the way back. It is now Impunity turn to run back home. Take away the first.
Look at the base. Look at the base.
It's going to get wrecked by the side of the minions. They're going to crashing all down. EVOS, they're too busy to do guard duty. They can't actually press on the advantage.
My God, this game, I'm sweating. I'm sweating.
Not because of the studio, right?
I'm like, this game. Okay, keep our composure. We're back in.
Okay.
It's 24 minutes to the game itself. No one got the Lord. Tornado is still trying to hang in. Sailor True going in for the poke itself.
Oh, 1 death is going to cost them a lot, especially at this time round. Remember, Sophia, we mentioned about this. The GOAT don't care about that anymore. That's all fake news. But it's EVOS that got back this Lord. They had to fight all the way so bad. Impunity, they can turn for the invade, or they can actually go back in to actually pick up the Lord as the Lord resets once again. JPL manages to catch Robinson. Robinson actually goes down, and now there's time for EVOS to shine, to jump on top of it. Mikumi not in position right now, and EVOS takes full control of that. Rotates over back into that Lord pit once again. This Lord is bored.
This Lord is like, can someone slay me? But the good decision coming in from EVOS managed to capitalize on that, and with that Impunity, they lost 2 members. They cannot go for this Lord, and EVOS, they have found their opening. They are going to take this Lord. Impunity, they cannot go for the contest.
Yeah, I don't think they can go for the contest at all, because JPL will be able to roll all the way in. Impunity cowering in their base this time. EVOS will be sending that Lord all the way down, I believe, to the mid lane. Let's take a look at this quick hydration right now, brought to you by H2O. Sailor making the dream work, and at this point of time, Enya doesn't really have the damage. Take a look, the bomb doesn't hurt JPL at all, but it's Sailor that could bounce on top of Enya, push Enya back, and that's basically the goal of EVOS's game right now. We deny Enya, we deny Miku, we win.
Yes, and with that, the Lord is going to come crashing in. What a turn of events. Impunity, they were holding on so well, but they had dragged the game long enough for EVOS to come in, and right now they are forced to defend. Benedetta here going in for that poke itself, but they were disengaged on the other side. Can EVOS crack open their mid lane?
Okay, Takeaway jumping in, we'll be able to catch Adamir. Adamir actually not able to pop the ultimate as Mikumi blast him, nuke him all the way to downtown. EVOS, they crack open some defenses coming outside. Impunity as the Lord will be marching at the bottom side. This fight is not over as of yet. Impunity, they've got full members. I feel like they need Adamir. They need more damage, because I feel like Impunity will be able to clear this very well.
Yeah, they have the Sicilian, they have Enya onto the side, and essentially what they're trying to do is stop the Lord from crashing into that. It seems like they're going in, they managed to defend onto this bouncing ball, will land onto gear, but it's going to be a disengaged. Impunity, they defended the lane.
They defended the lane, but I feel like
the minions, right?
Yeah, they defended the lane, they defended the minions, but here comes the actual heroes. Here coming in with Electro, Sailor jumping in as well, trying to push, they're trying to singulate, they're trying to isolate Reminiscent, but it is going to be Sailor that actually falls in the chopping block. Ram, doing the chase right now. They find Potato right now, but there's JPL, he's not over there to actually peel for him right now. As Ram, he's going to try to chase and push EVOS back into their own base.
Ram is like, you better run.
Oh my god, oh my god.
I'm trying to lighten the mood, it's so intense.
I mean, the tensions is definitely high, you know. Impunity, they got a lead, and because of that one fight, they lost it away. They gave the Lord over to the side of EVOS, and now EVOS is also finding a bit difficult to crack open this defense from the side of Impunity.
Yes, meanwhile in the top lane itself here, as well as Ram sent down onto the top lane to defend. Impunity, they still have their turret standing, but what does it take to close that game?
Oh, takeaway coming in. The Sanguine Call actually connects. Nibiru following up here as well. The stun going in, but it's going to be JPL on the once again. Adamir coming in a little bit too late. Potato unable to find the opening. Takeaway bounces. Tries to find some entrance, but here comes Renison with the flank. but decides to walk all the way back. They pick up JPL. Sayla still 14 seconds on the defense. EVOS back to defending duty right now. Just have to clear the minutes once again. Look at that Lord clock. That is going to be the next time for the side of Impunity or EVOS to try to win this game.
Well, the next lot, 60 seconds, whoever gets this one will close up this game. But can Impunity have the secret ingredient to close this game? Essentially, can they go for the GG push? Gregor connects onto Gear, but he will escape with the electro. Can EVOS defend this one?
Yeah, I think EVOS with Enya spreading the bombs all the way in. The Sanguine Cause is going to cost EVOS a lot here with that insane amount of human reaction. But here it goes, Electro activates just to wave clear once again. The minions are falling from the side of Impunity, but EVOS manages to defend. JPL on 25 seconds, they just have to hold. Impunity, they have the manpower advantage, but they're not going to commit. EVOS, they're just trying to freeze the wave. They're trying to pick a fight against Impunity right underneath the core so that the core will be able to protect them and provide more damage.
Impunity is unable to find that turret to crack open that turret. It's just so frustrating.
Yeah.
But they're going to go back the next lot. 3 seconds will spawn. I'm pretty sure that EVOS will contest this lot because I'm very sure that if they do not contest this lot, they will lose out.
I don't think...
Yeah, they will definitely go for this. It's all about finding Miku, you know. Find Miku, find Enya.
Yeah, but the problem is the Lord is already a quarter ahead. The members of EVOS, they're slowly walking all the way in. The Lord has been secured for the side of Impunity. Now it's EVOS' turn to make sure they pay. Right now, they find Reminiscent. The bombs go in, but it doesn't hurt this time. Gear actually laughs at the damage instead. Tries to pick it off, tries to find Miku and Enya, but Gear, the Immortality has popped, take away, landing in the combo, but it doesn't make sense. But at the
Look
same
at the damage
EVOS,
coming
they
from
land the
Miku.
hurt from the side of Reminiscent. They clear one raid boss, and they're looking for more. Take away, right now, under fire as Potato. He smells blood. He's gonna pounce, he melts him down. Enya, 80 seconds on the timer as the members of Impunity try to lay down the herd. Adamir this time round kills off Takeaway, but they have a Lord, then they have to go back for the defense.
EVOS found the catch onto Enya, they found the catch onto Takeaway, they found the catch onto Reminiscent, but that lot jumping down onto the top lane. They will defend this one. It's just frustrating for me because Impunity, they were so close after they took the lot, you know, EVOS capitalized, they punished Impunity for that, and with that Impunity, they cannot go in to crack open the turret.
Dude, this is like a Rubik's Cube that Impunity cannot solve. Time and time again, I'm not quoting Beatrix, mind you, but time and time again, EVOS has defended their base over and over again. They are unfazed, but take a look at the side of Impunity. They're starting to leak out a little bit of mistakes. You can see Takeaway a little bit frustrated right there by the player cam, unable to end this game. If you're frustrated, Sophia, what do you think the pro players are feeling?
I think that if Impunity lose this one out, they will feel very frustrated. But on the side of Miku, just curiosity, you know. We're at 30 minutes. How many stacks do you think he has? Later, you know, 500. Later, let's ask him because I'm really curious, you know.
Yeah.
Because he's hitting like a truck each time he lands onto the Sanguine Force itself. You look at Adamir, it's almost killing Adamir with one hit.
That's right. No, I don't think Adamir has the ultimate just to bounce all the way back, but here we go, Potato finding Rum all the way in, but Reminiscent is guarding Miku as well. It's two men, two of the veterans from the side. It's EVOS right here, the scouting is out. The Lord, it's gonna take a long time to respawn right now, but it's gonna be EVOS that's slowly starting to explore the map right now, but Impunity, all they have to do is make sure that the three turrets actually stay alive as well as possible, else everything, all they've been fighting for will be over, and this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Reminiscent will be the targeted by the side of EVOS. He goes all the way down, but Takeaway jumping in, nice stun coming out from the side of Takeaway, and JPL looking very low. Salia deleted by the side of Miku, giving it a mega kill, but Potato, all eyes on Potato, he's still alive. Two members from the side of Impunity goes down. Not a lot of heal left from the side of Impunity. As long as Impunity loses, Takeaway and Rum, EVOS, they smell blood and they won the kill.
You know what's the good news? The good news is that for the side of Impunity, once they are spawned, they can go in. But JPL, what are you doing rolling down there? What? A misplay coming in from JPL, and the next victim will be on the side of Gear. Unstoppable on the Gear. Potato, they almost catch on the Potato, but it's going to be a disengage. What is JPL rolling down into the base?
He's rolling down until he's rolling down in the abyss, giving it up, giving his life up so that Potato will be able to push down this top side turret. But you can see how desperate EVOS are. singles health from the side of Potato just to push it down.
But it isn't worth it though. If you look at the timer, JPL, he has 50 seconds before he can spawn, and the next slot is going to come up in 20 seconds.
Oh, they got to repeat this defense game once again. It feels like tower defense from the side of EVOS. Minions are crashing on top of it. This time, the minions is going to hurt. Take a look. Just a few minutes is going to do like at least 1/5 or 1/6 of the health right now. And the minions are taking a long time to kill. You can see how Potato is just like, he's going to have a huge arm day after this game.
Yes, the Lord has been spawned. It's going to be the most epic fight of today, right? And immediately Enya, he's onto the Lord. Reminiscent nearby. Onto that, they managed to get onto the Lord, even though it's going to be an ultra Lord. It seems like on the side of Impunity, they managed to get on this Lord very fast. And in fact, once they are off health, who is going to get the Lord? It's going to be Reminiscent on the Lord. Celia, he does not have the backup. Monster kill onto the side of Mikumi of that Sicilian.
I blame the stage fright. Sailor activated ultimate way too quickly without the members of EVOS to back him up. Now Sailor is going to back in the clock into the death timer for 77 seconds.
No, Reminiscent, just back off, please, back off. Please, back off, don't go in.
Okay, Potato actually going in the Lycan Pulse right now, but is here going to be chasing up on top of Reminiscent. Enya and Mikumi coming in a little bit slow this time around. The bomb coming in, take away, trying to kill, lands the ultimate on top of Potato looking very low at the same time. He's going to actually go down. The mortality will be popped at the same time, but he's going to be free food over the side of Mikumi, giving the shutdown. Mikumi, the Godlike has taken away. It's pandemonium over the side of EVOS as JPL, the sole member of EVOS. Impunity do have that Lord marching down the mid lane. And ladies and gentlemen, this is GG over the side of EVOS as Impunity, man, landing down the herd. This Mikumi hits like a truck, and so does that Lord as it crashed on top of EVOS, giving EVOS that upset, giving Impunity one game against EVOS.
What a look at Impunity as you look at the camp, the player camp. When they win that game, it was almost like the grand finals of MPL EVOS. They have sustained long enough, but it wasn't
kind of clear like how they're gonna do. They're gonna try to collapse on one person. Sorry, not one person. They're gonna try to fight 5v5, and we protect, you know, the Beatrix player at all costs.
Well, I like EVOS. They have a lot of burst. They have the Bane, which deals a lot of damage. They have the Alice, but then Impunity encounter. They're going to go for that Uranus to sustain the lane itself. I mean, wow. Based on how EVOS and Impunity drafted, I think both really drafted really well, and I'm a bit worried for Impunity because that Aulus, it's either they manage to perform or they don't, right? And we haven't seen Impunity on the Aulus before in this season, so I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be the second game, Impunity versus EVOS. I mean, Jace, look at the drafting, right? Who do you think has an advantage?
I think both are very equal, but going into the late game, both sides have insurances, and if you want to take 5v5, I'm favoring EVOS in terms of, you know, solid straight-up fight. But if Impunity can force a pick-off, because they've got a Jawhead, they've got a midfielder to bring in someone along with the fight, it's going to be very painful for the side of EVOS. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen, on to game number 2. Back to the land of Dog we go. Is this going to be an upset? Or is this going to be EVOS fighting back? We have to take a look at this game.
Yes, it's going to be the second game of the day. And it's going to be onto the Hyper Aulus, onto the side of Reminiscent. They're going to get Enya with that Roger down to the off lanes. And Mikumi on his classic flame shot Matilda. Which let's see in this week itself, will his flame shot be, you know, still 99.999% accurate?
Yeah, so okay, this is back to basics, right? EVOS actually drafted Adamir going in against the Uranus. Uranus does have a bit of shield, so it's gonna be a wet pool noodle fight at the bottom side. However, if Adamir plays his cards right, he's gonna do a little bit more damage. But something also very interesting is, you're right, Enya is going to go for that off-lane Roger. Now, I always prefer, you know, a off-lane, a jungle Roger, but I think putting an Aulus in the jungle role allows him to actually pick up the level very quickly. But here we go, run, jumping in. Adamir is the one that's gonna get caught out. JPL doesn't really have a split or any form of CC right now. He needs that level 4 as quickly as possible before he could do something at all.
Well, it looks like Takeaway in a pickle, but will escape in the Slither of Hell. Celia onto the side of that Beatrix, just poking onto the side of Takeaway, not giving him time to camp in the bushes. But on the bottom lane itself, it's going to be Adamir against Rum. I mean, Uranus and Esmeralda, it's kind of fair play, right? You'll be expecting them to kind of kite each other or kind of going in to go in for the minions, to cut the waves that's expected of them. So it depends on whether the mid lane itself will be able to rotate fast enough.
Yeah, Turtle has been spawned. EVOS has the lead right now, pushing the mid lane, shoving it all the way in. They're going to start this objective right off the bat. But it's going to be Rum that's actually making sure that Adamir is busy, pushing all the way in. And I think Impunity is not going to contest for this. They're in it for the long game. Take a look at how Reminiscent is popping, right? They're actually invading into the purple buff from the side of EVOS. And here we go, coming in. Okay, Reminiscent gets safe for now. I thought that could be any game coming out from Impunity.
Well, I think Reminiscent, good call from Reminiscent. They know that they missed out on the rotation. They're not going to go for the turtle fight. So Reminiscent is going to capitalize. Meanwhile, Takeaway just going to push JPL back with that.
Yeah, where you going? I'm gonna like eject all the way, you all the way back into lane, right? But here we go. Takeaway is hanging around at the top side here, making good progress against Enya. Usually, it's the Roger that should have the advantage against Alice because Alice is a very, very passive laner. But when he gets online, whoa, that's gonna hurt like a truck.
Yes, let's look at that bottom lane itself. Alus, he's still avoiding the fight for now, but can they catch on to the side of Esmeralda? Rum going in for that damage. Reminiscent in the bushes, but it seems like they are not going for that engage onto the side of Adamir.
Top side a little bit close for Enya. JPL also in the area as well. He does have the ultimate. He could split and try to pick up, but not too sure whether Enya catches it. But here comes Takeaway. I feel like Takeaway smells blood, sharks in the water, and here it goes. It is going to be Enya. Oh, yeah! Once again, giving the first blood over to EVOS this time around. My bad.
Well, finally, EVOS got the first blood, right?
Finally.
And I think that the Roger often is not easy for them going in with the ultimate. They just desperately want to get onto the EXP. They want to clear off the mid lane, the top lane as fast as possible. But backup coming in. Mikumi is in position. Going to be a disengage onto the side of Impunity.
Yeah, I feel like the side lanes are going to be very passive, except for the top lane, I would say, when Enya, if he smells blood, he'll be able to jump in, but Roger needs a lot of peel. He needs to try to whittle down Alice at all costs, but Alice does have like a bit of regen in her kit as well. So side lanes is not going to be where the action is going on. What I expect is, you know, for the side of EVOS and Impunity, they're going to rotate around the map, trying to gank that's off lanes. But here we go. Turtle has spawned this time around at the bottom side, but Takeaway flickers all the way in. He finds Potato. Potato gets isolated, but it's going to be one kill over to the side of Impunity. Potato out of position, Takeaway with that flicker. Wonderful engage as they're going to try to take this turtle right now.
With the flicker itself, Takeaway tossing the members back. Alice comes to whip the backup, but the damage still coming in from Gear onto the Alice. Will kill off onto Rum.
Oh, has been slain.
The Renner ultimate coming in, landing on top of Takeaway, but the turtle is still up. It's going to be EVOS that takes away the turtle instead as Impunity. Oh, they lost. They took that fight. They're good. They take that fight very well. The turtle still goes in the hand of EVOS, so EVOS going on in a great start, but we need to take a look at this late game as well as the items.
Well, I mean, Gear, you know, he's having the best time ever. Alice managed to steal off the buff. Meanwhile, Potato onto the bottom lane. The damage still coming from Potato as they crack open the bottom lane.
Yep, with the ultimate, can crack open bottom side at all costs. EVOS has the turret lead for now. They're back into the driver's seat. Impunity, remember, they need the momentum. Oh, the Conceal coming in for the side Takeaway. Mikumi, they think here smells it. He comes all the way in, but the members of Impunity collapse. Ejects Alice all the way back into Impunity's loving arms. Takeaway walks off with a pixel of health.
Wow, Takeaway, he almost gets eliminated, but thanks to Matilda, he managed to juke this one out.
Yeah, and well, it's Potato and Adamir at the bottom side, right? EVOS cracking open the bottom side, so expect more plays and more invades coming in. Potato have to try to stop this all up. If you take a look at the level lead, it's still in the favor of Reminiscent, but Takeaway could potentially flicker and eject Potato once again, repeating, rinse and repeat that washing machine that Impunity has worked out very well.
Well, Takeaway, he has his flicker, so he could potentially go for the perfect flicker toss and pair with the Mikumi. They can choose to hunt for their next Predator. And speaking of which, takeaway, I'm pretty sure that he's hunting for his next Predator. He could potentially go in for the gank, but they don't want that JPL. He's too tanky as a glue. They don't want to aim onto that glue.
I think if you toss JPL in, he's gonna split, right? And he's gonna jump onto Mikumi. He's gonna jump onto Reminiscent. And then I think JPL will laugh. I feel like glue players, I play glue myself, so I know it takes certain parts of your brain to work where you want to inflict maximum psychological harm, especially when you go into split.
Meanwhile, that turtle is going to be spawned into the top lane. Potato already in position. He also has his ultimate, but takeaway coming in with that conceal. Can he catch onto Potato? You know, he won't be catch onto Potato, but you look at JP how he's trying to actually use the split to push Reminiscent away from the fight. Somehow the turtle has been restarted.
Oh, not only the turtle has been restarted, ladies and gentlemen. JPL, he's actually got half health. Nice dude coming off the side. Impunity. I feel like they know how to counter this drop. Ram jumping on in as well. Adamir tries to find Enya. The random ultimate doesn't hit anything. Gear coming in. This turtle gets reset as like the Lord last in the previous game right now. Both sides not gonna play anything at all, but EVOS, rather than taking on the turtle, they're gonna focus on the top side instead.
Yeah, because we all know that Potato with the ultimate is going to be able to split push and the damage though coming from him. Meanwhile, rotation coming from Ra onto the Uranus is going to swap lanes with Enya. Enya, he's not having a good time as a Roger off lane, right? It didn't work out as much as we would have hoped for. But for the side of Impunity, they're going to disengage. They're not going to go for the turtle. It's going to be a free turtle again to EVOS. And Reminiscent chose to gank down onto the bottom lane to split push.
Yeah, so Impunity knows that EVOS is working on the turtle. They're going to take the bottom side turret instead. Enya, like Sophia said, it's not doing very well. Roger needs a lot of heal, but Gear coming in. Managed to take away, but will be able to toss Potato all the way in as the members try to collapse on top of Potato instead. Potato actually goes down, but Mikumi and Ram tagged him, but it's Gear taking up that double kill. This Gear is trying to make them feel the hurt, especially whatever he felt in game number 1.
Kudos to takeaway. Before he died, he actually tossed Potato into the turret itself. So it's a good trade, right? Especially you're not going to let Potato skill into the game. He's not having a good time as of now with that Bane. 0-2-1 onto the Bane. But here, onto the Alice, though, is for sure carrying the game.
Yep. Gear is like Soul-like. I was talking to Soul, right? And I was like, oh, Gear's really good. And he's like, yeah, I can finally retire now. Here it is. Gear really holding up the torch against Soul, but actually on the other side, Adamir not also like, you know, doing very good work against Enya. It's like what I said, I always prefer the Roger SI lane. You trade this for any marksman. I feel like it will work better in Enya.
Look at takeaway.
Takeaway looking for the free hugs, decides to turn around instead as Adamir prepares for the fight. But speaking about fight, here we go. Potato lands the ultimate, but it's Reminiscent coming in. Potato looking a little bit low on health. Takeaway trying to look for the free hugs, but Sailor with the Nibiru passion managed to push the members of Impunity away. JPL, what are you doing? You're actually landing on top of Reminiscent instead with the split flip, but JPL decides to disengage, and now he's gonna get slow. Burst of flicker, goes super low into the HP as well. And now it's just Sailor, Gear, and Potato on the defense as the minions might crash on top of the mid.
JPL managed to escape with one slither of health, and with that, there are no casualties to this fight. Both sides played really well in the team fight. And with that, it's a kill for the Lord. The Lord is going to be spawned onto the bottom side.
Yeah, the Lord's not the very powerful one right now, so it's still a-okay. But it's EVOS that's actually dominating at the bottom side. You can see a bit of lane swap happening. Ram holding down the fort. Impunity focusing on the top side instead. Oracle being built for the side of Adamir. He's going to get more heal, going to get more shields as well, but it's going to be Impunity landing down the onslaught on the top side while EVOS trying to land down the bottom side, but takeaway, taking it away, bringing Potato all the way back in into Ram, but Potato, the damage is through. He used the ultimate to try to push down the turret, so he doesn't really have that big mega bursty damage, but Adamir is turning so well for Potato, making sure he stays alive.
Well, Potato is playing the micro match really well. He cannot going for the team fight, so he chooses to go for the split push with an ultimate. And with that, you look at the goal lead from EVOS. They actually have around 2k goal lead. And meanwhile, in the mid lane itself, the damage coming in from Bane's ultimate will crack open that mid lane.
Yeah, Impunity and EVOS trading ultimates right now, but Ram. Oh, he's chasing out the Potato. Takeaway lands the unstoppable force on top of it, tossing it all the way up. It is Reminiscent that picks up the jungle of EVOS as well as Rum goes on in, slowing the members of EVOS down, leaving our Reminiscence to chase. Sailor casts the Nibiru Passion, but that would not be enough. Gear falls. Adamir not in that team fight when Impunity collapsed on top of EVOS. I don't think EVOS expected that at all.
One bad team fight coming in from EVOS, and like that, Impunity SG, they caught up on the go, and they even get the preload. I mean, take away onto the jaw hit, constantly finding onto Potato. They got Potato, and with that, you know, they managed to get onto JPL, and they are just unable to sustain, even though as an Alice, he's slowly building up onto the Blood Oath. Yeah, look at this fight itself. They tossed Potato back in. Aulus got onto the Potato and they look for the next casualty, but JPL, he got caught up in the crossfire. It's going to be a double kill onto the Aulus itself. They go all in onto the Alice. They catch onto Gil together with the Sailor.
Adamir has the ultimate. Had he re-engaged later and not get caught off or pushed away by Impunity, I feel like that teamfight would have gone in the favor of EVOS. And now with that Lord, they will be able to crack more turrets right now, pummeling, skyrocketing Impunity's goal lead as well. So it's up to EVOS to try to defend as much as possible. They do have the range, they do have the wave here, but they do have the Lord marching down the top side.
Speaking of which, the ultimate is going to be in, but what's done is done, the damage has been done. Impunity SG crack open the top lane. Reminiscent onto the Aulus. 5-0-2 onto the Aulus.
On top of number 5, Reminiscence already level 15, Potato on level 13. This is huge advantage on top of the Aulus. Aulus has unlocked its maximum potential, and you can see it right now, right? Early to mid game, EVOS has been dominating on top of the side, but one bad fight that EVOS took allowed Impunity to gain the levels that it required, and now Reminiscent is this monster Aulus that will look for more goodies that EVOS might be tossing over to him. Potato constantly getting caught out by takeaway. He has to be a little bit careful for the positioning as well.
Here going in for the snipe, unable to find the position. Conceal coming in, Adamir coming in with the Esmeralda, and they are going to get onto takeaway as well as Reminiscent. Impunity, they have to run for their lives as they lose onto the Aulus as well as the door hit.
Yeah, all that while, Potato kept his ultimate just to make sure that he can crack open this base. You need Adamir to engage alongside with JPL to make EVOS side draft work. You can see how Sailor with one button will be able to burst the members of Impunity down, but here, chasing on top of Enya, pushing all the way back. Run, tries to wave clear, tries to clear off the minions. And they're going to trade aggro on top of the turret as Run, make sure that this base stays alive as here. What an outplay, what a juke coming in. Potato tosses the ultimate all the way back in. The bomb, it doesn't connect. As the members of Impunity lands on the chase. Run, make sure the Potato stays slow and they will be able to allow Enya to chase.
Enya is like, I'm coming for you. That Roger is hungry for more. He's been being constantly being zoned out by the Alice in the early fights, and he's like, we are coming from you, Aulus. Reminiscent onto the Aulus itself, chasing down onto Adamir. They're running for their life here. He doesn't have mana. Can he escape from here? He will be able to escape, but what's done is done. Impunity SG, they found the opening. They're going to go in to crack open. They managed to crack open to that bottom lane.
Oh, that's gone from bad to worse. EVOS, they had early to mid game. They lost 2 turrets when Impunity still stayed strong. EVOS tried to invade on the mid lane turret. They couldn't get any. No matter what EVOS is trying to do, Impunity is still standing strong.
I hate to admit this, but it's Vertigo, right? What's going on? Vertigo is like, did something happen to you? How can you predict this kind of score?
Guys, it's time to wear your aluminum tinfoil hats.
It's illegal!
Vertigo is coming for you with his weird predictions. All the 2% is going to work in their favor, but don't count your eggs before they're hatched right now. EVOS, they may be behind, but they're not out of the game. You can see how they need all 5 members to collapse on top of Impunity, and that's where they will shine. One good engage is all it takes, but whether Impunity will give it or not, whether they'll catch Potato out or not, that is still remains to be announced.
Well, Reminiscent onto the Aulus, even with his first skill, Aulus charge, right, is doing so much damage to JPL. I mean, for the side of Reminiscent, he already built onto his War Axe, which is, we all know is Aulus' main item, right?
Yes, 2 axes right now.
He's essentially holding onto the War Axe. And with that, the the Lord, they're going to go in for the Lord. Can EVOS steal this one off? Conceal coming in from JPL. He's trying to find a perfect location. Can he go for the biggest split possible. They managed to reset onto the Lord. Here, coming in from the back. They managed to catch on to take away. Will toss onto Potato, but it's going to be Alice getting on to take away.
Yeah, Potato actually falls. He used the ultimate a little bit too early. It's up to Gear to make sure that the Dream stays alive. Sayla forced to send, go all the way back to defend. It's now Adamir and Gear tag team. Gear forced to back away. So JPL, Adamir tried to stay on the fight. You can see how Rum is actually doing very well against these two people. But look at that split. He's coming for you. JPL haunts Rum. But it feels like a wet pool noodle fight. I think we can go take a H2O. We come back and both of them are still fighting and they're still both returning out of their minds. Both
is so tanky, they do not have the damage to kill. They're just going in for the poke, but it is going to be a delay because you look at the side of Gear as well as Sailor. There is a bait coming in from the side of EVOS. They're going to get this lot. And Impunity, they definitely did not know that EVOS is going for the Lord. And with that, Alice claims the Lord.
Oh, Alice picking up the Lord is so good, right? EVOS, that stall coming up from Adamir and JPL is so good. We talk about this wet pool noodle fight. Yes, one H2O can later, they're still there, but EVOS sneaks a Lord away right under Impunity's noses, and now they need to revenge. They need to look for any counter fight right now. Adamir looking a little bit exposed on the side lane, but I feel like Impunity are focused on the mid lane because they've got the Lord crashing all the way down.
Well, I feel like for the side of EVOS, they have a lot of capacity to push this one because they have Potato, they have Alice to go in for the ultimate. So that mid lane, I think, is going to crack open for sure. Mid lane has been cracked open. Alice looking for the perfect blood. Oh, Alice goes in but did not find a target. You know, Adamir just soaking up, reaching out the damage coming in. They managed to toss Gear in, but Winter Function will be popped by Alice with that Impunity as they're going for the hunt. Enya looking for his next target. They're going to burst down onto that. Enya will burst down onto that, but the damage still coming in. It's not enough for EVOS as they're forced back into their base.
Yeah, they lost JPL, they lost Potato. Impunity, they're still 5-man strong. Yes, EVOS took 2 turrets from Impunity, putting them at an even pacing right now. Taking a look at the gold lead. It's also going back into EVOS' side of favor, but don't count them just yet because they still got Sayla, they still got Adamir. The Dream is still alive, Sayla is still alive.
The Dream is still alive, but they lose Potato. Can Impunity, as you look at takeaway, he's going for the hunt. He managed to catch onto the side of Adamir. Adamir, he's left with a slither of health, will escape for this time, but the damage has been done. Impunity, they crack open the mid lane. They're looking for the next fight. They want to catch on to Gear, but it's going to be a disengage.
Yeah, they're going to touch and they're going to go. The Lord was actually successfully defended from the side of both of these two teams, and we're going to reset this map, all right? We're going to take a step back. Going to take a look at the gold lead right now. Super equal. I think at this rate, items should be more or less built, but you can take a look. Immortalities all across the board from the side of Impunity, right? Your medicine is going to be harder to kill. The Uranus is a constant pain in EVOS' backside. I mean,
even Reminiscent, that Alice pick though, is hitting so much like a truck. And Potato, he's not having a good time as the Bane in this match. 1-6-4 onto the Bane, constantly being targeted by Takeaway because Takeaway, as long as he has this flicker, the ejector, he goes in with the conceal to look for Potato.
Yeah, Potato, I feel like it's all about him sending the ultimate, and that's just about it. Impunity identifies that. They're going to target on top of Potato, but here we go. 3 Musketeers of EVOS. So standing guard from the 5 men of Impunity onslaught. They'll be crushing all the way back in. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been here before in game number 1. EVOS back against the wall. Impunity is not even letting them wipe their sweat at all.
Well, at least for the side of EVOS, you know, they still have 1 turret standing. They have the next Lord EVOS, they have that Gear onto the Alice, they have Potato also. So I feel like they can choose to fight back on this, but they have to catch onto either Reminiscent or even that Enya on that Roger.
Yeah, it's proven a little bit hard, you see, because Takeaway is making solid plays. I think he's also going to be going up in my ranking, one of the best tankers in MPL. Singapore, as Rum as well, on that Uranus is almost illegal, right? Stalling EVOS so much, and even Adamir going in Rum. I feel like we don't really need to I feel like this is like a pool noodle fight. They could fight all day and will never come back. But here we go, Gear. Oh, will not commit to that dash, but it's going to be a lot that's spawning right now. And for the side of Impunity, they're already in position. JPL needs to try to catch Reminiscent as much as possible, but it is going to be Gear that caught this time round. Winter Trunket has been activated, but Adamir dies on the backline instead. JPL catches Reminiscent, dropping to Immortality for the side of Impunity, but it's going to be Sailor that picks up the kill of both sides as well for the side of Impunity, giving Adamir the double kill at the same time. And now this is high time for EVOS, right, to actually try to go for the GG push. Let's not go for the Lord anymore. We won the Giz game. We won it now. Adamir going up against Take Away as well as Run. We'll get talk all the way back as EVOS, they're gonna land a herd on top of the core instead, giving game number 2 over to EVOS.
EVOS, they are not going down without the fight. They find their gap. Gear on to the alley, so Gear changed the game.
Yes.
Gear definitely changed the last team fight. He went in for the blowout. He caught on to Reminiscent.
When the Eve goes into real world manipulation, she's immune to CCs, right? So JPL, so the side of EVOS can only hope is to burst down Eve as quickly as possible. So the main goal right now is the same. EVOS has to try to deny the real world manipulation while trying to stay as alive as possible because they do have hard hitters like the Roger and the Brody.
Well, it seems like a very unorthodox pick. It's going to be, I think that it's going to be Baxia onto Potato, or even the Esmeralda. At this point, we don't know, but we know that the last pick is going to be Angela. So EVOS, they're bringing out their stress, but I'm betting on my money that it is going to be Potato onto the Baxia.
Yeah,
he's going to play the Hyper Baxia, which is a kind of a new meta. And Baxia, for your information, he takes the buff really fast.
Yeah, because of the burn, right? But ladies and gentlemen, all eyes on this. Wear another glasses if you're wearing contact lenses. Okay, maybe not.
Use sustain if your eyes is dry.
You need to clear your eyes right now. 2 drops because you gotta watch this game right now. It's tough going in for EVOS, going up against Impunity.
Impunity versus EVOS. EVOS bringing out one of their strats, going in for that Baxia tank. I mean, Baxia Hyper. I'm not even sure what emblem he's going to bring. He's going to go for the tank emblem. I think most probably it's going to be a tank, but it's going to be a retribution onto the Baxia. Let's check out the emblem for Baxia. It's going to be the tank emblem onto the side of Potato with that retribution.
Okay, now, with EVOS, with JPL on Angela, mind you, this is totally out of his MO, by the way. JPL usually play like, hard solid tank. If JPL will be able to allow members of EVOS to be as alive as possible. That's basically how EVOS is trying to dish out. But good damage coming out from the side of EVOS, but Little Wanderer will be picked up by Potato. I believe that was a retribution used by both sides.
Well, a good engage coming in from both teams, just dishing out decent amount of damage, enough for them to disengage. But meanwhile, it's going to be Sailor onto the Cecilon and Mikumi. Onto the top lane itself, we have Rum onto the Uranus once again with Gear onto the Benedetta.
I feel like they could potentially do a lane swap for EVOS, right? Gear has to swap with Adamir immediately because it's not as effective going up against an assassin going up against the Uranus. And also at the bottom side, right, Enya will be able to punish Adamir, especially on the Esmeralda. But now you can see EVOS, right, on this high octane engages alongside Potato, alongside JPL, they'll be able to find the targets that are needed.
A good kind of counter coming in from Infinity SG, take away. He's so fast onto his reaction on that Matilda. Right. Even when Potato, he actually went in, rose in, he's so quick to go for that dash, and meanwhile they're going in for the poke. JPL forced pop that flicker. Yeah,
flicker burn all this while. No flicker for the next turtle fight. So this is going to be huge. JPL doesn't really have the ultimate yet, so no hard guard will be used for the side of EVOS. But Rum coming in for the Ionic Blade will be able to push the members of EVOS for now.
But what happens is that we have the turtle spawn onto the top lane.
Yep, members of EVOS already in the area. Take away showing the... Okay, I thought Gear actually flickered, but I thought then it's like, oh yeah, it's a Benedetta, right? You can dash all he wants. But Gear will be able to dish down good damage on top of Rum. It's going to be a battle attrition for the top laners, but Reminiscent and Take Away already tag teaming, but pushing down the turtle, trying to bait it over to the other side. It's an assassin going up against a tank. Mikumi does have the real world manipulation. It will be activated right now. EVOS will try to dive, but Potato, I believe he dived a little bit too far. Sailor and takeaway. Oh, first blood goes over into Impunity. Third time is not the charm, ladies and gentlemen, and Potato gets melted down by Mikumi, giving the double kill over to him.
Potato, he tried to go for run, but that Eve's coming in, just slowing Potato down. A good start onto Impunity SG 3-0, even though they did not manage, they did get the turtle, right? So with that, the goal lead itself shows immediately a 2k goal lead for the side of Impunity SG. And Enya onto the bottom lane as the Brody kiting Adamir.
Yeah, and looking at items, no, Enya going straight to the BOD. Reminiscent slowly working towards the Windtalker, but on the other side, I feel like Potato at least is a low budget jungler this time around. He doesn't really need the
he's gonna build all tank.
He's gonna build all tank.
Yeah.
Tank items are a lot cheaper, but
I mean, he's gonna build all tank definitely for the Baxia. I feel like he almost got onto the side of Infinity SG, but unfortunately JPL was caught out before he managed to use onto the hard guard.
Yeah, I think tensions are high. I'm just trying to understand, like, you know, from the side of Impunity, I feel like the win condition is kind of there. You proc the real world manipulation, that's it. But EVOS, all they do, we just need to hunker all the way down. Let Sailor farm, let Sailor get all the stacks. It doesn't really matter if we're losing in the early game, because we're not supposed to win in the early game, mind you, because I've got a Baxia on the jungle role.
But he's supposed to be owning the early game, you know, and speaking of which, guard goes in, they will slow down onto run. He pops his Purify to escape, can run, escape from this one. He's trying to juke it out from the life. He managed to juke this one out, and the real world manipulation comes in killing spree onto the side of Mikumi.
But
man, that Eve.
Yes, that Eve just like border. Like using the real world manipulation borderline.
I got to say, Mikumi, right? He has shown that his mage, his skills, his mech is so high. He's probably one of my top 3 mages right now.
Oh my goodness, here we go. It feels like a battle of mages between these two teams, right? You got
Sailor.
Yes, and Mikumi. Personal favorite, of course, A1A2. But I mean, right now, mid lane is actually cracked open, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, it's not mid lane, it's the bottom lane.
Yep, I mean almost. Enya is having a good time against Adamir with that Brody. I mean the range of that Brody, you know.
Yes.
He's having a good time scaling against that Brody. Meanwhile, 4-0 onto the side of Impunity. They have such a good lane. Look at the goal deficit for EVOS, right? They are at a 4k goal lead. Sadly, even though that hard guard pairs with that Potato, they're still unable to even queue onto Rum.
Yeah. Mid-game spike should be going to Impunity in my opinion, because you got people who can burst someone down. Yeah.
But it's not going to be easy to burst onto Potato, especially he builds all tank. It really all depends on Sailor, you know. Once a good Sanguine Claws can scale into the game. So we shall see.
Yep. Gotta see, EVOS just have to hunker down. If you notice the pathing of JPL is not as aggressive. It's Potato mostly on the tank role that's just rolling around, trying to find pickoff. Impunity, they touch, they go, they're not gonna commit.
Meanwhile, Potato onto that bottom lane itself, but Enya will scout this one out, will not go for the contest. Adamir going into the bushes. Meanwhile, onto the top lane, Reminiscent is going to farm up onto the top lane itself. But bottom, Enya has to be careful. But speaking of being careful, Gear managed to escape as the better data. But Enya, he's in quite a flicker. Forced to use that flicker instead. But they are still chasing down onto Enya. JPL left with a Center on her Matilda onto that, but she does not have enough damage to go. But backup coming in from Mikumi as he goes in. Real world manipulation is popped, but JPL forced to pop onto the ultimate Potato. He cannot escape from this, and with that, they will get Potato.
Yeah, Mikumi, it's like what you said. It's just impeccable positioning, but don't forget, Impunity, they're not going to let go in terms of the pressure. They tight top side, they try to pressure mid lane as well, and Impunity, yes, they take a good fight at the bottom side, and now they're going to secure this turtle.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good trade. They lost Enya, but in that fight itself, they managed to get onto Potato, which is essentially the most important core member to go for that turtle. They don't have the retribution, and it's going to be the next turtle being free slain by Impunity side. The goal gap is looking slowly but surely way ahead for Impunity SG.
Yes, 5k gold lead right now. JPL as well, building up the ultimate reset item as well. At the same time, Adamir would not be able to defend the bottom side. Sailor hunkering down alongside with JPL and Potato. Gear trying to make it work, but I feel like it's the early game where, you know, Adamir did not rotate the top side to meet with the Uranus, and because Enya is just constantly battling on top of Adamir. But here we go again. Adamir jumping all the way in, take the weight, tries to jump all the way out, but Mikumi lands down the real world manipulation. No one is actually targeting him on in. But here comes Reminiscent from the sidelines as Uranus, the run with Ionic Blade, slows the member of EVOS down. Sailor tries to land down the bad impact to no avail. EVOS loses 2 members.
I mean, kudos to the side of Mikumi. You know, Potato went in for the role, and Mikumi, he actually flickers at the essential moment, and they failed to catch on to Mikumi. I mean, that positioning, that awareness coming in from that Eves though, and with that, you know, it's going to be the free red buff onto the side of Reminiscent. He's playing super safe for this game. Roger currently at 103. They want to crack open that top turret itself. Potato forced to pop the hard guard with her with the Angela, but they do not have enough damage, and it's going to be a disengage.
Yeah, EVOS, I don't think they have enough damage and engage right now, because Impunity, they can call the shots, right? I can engage with Mikumi with a Wilma manipulation, can engage with Take Away with the Circling Eagle as well. But from the side of EVOS, they need a good Adamir ultimate to engage, Sailors and Claws, and Potato to roll in at the right time.
Speaking of rolling in, Rum being quite of a nuisance to Adamir itself onto the bottom lane. 7-1 Infinity against EVOS. You look at the goal lead, they're around 6.5k a k, and with that, you know, they can't contest this war, even though here he wants to go in. Mikumi, he's being quite of a people. He does not have his flicker. Potato managed to catch on to the side of Mikumi, but Impunity got the Lord.
Oh, not only that, EVOS actually quite split apart right now. Mikumi tries to catch on our gear, but Rem comes in, would not be. Mikumi activates the real world manipulation as well, but the members of EVOS, they're just gonna be trying to backstabbing Mikumi, and he finally goes down, but they will lose members as well. Potato went down for that onslaught, but I mean, Impunity, they got the Lord, and it will be marching down very soon. EVOS, they try to make them pay. They make sure that 2 members goes down, but Reminiscent and Enya output so much hurt.
Yeah, but the thing about Mikumi is that he doesn't have his flicker, and Potato is constantly finding onto Mikumi. He has to force to pop that real world manipulation, but dish enough damage to eliminate Potato out of the fight just once again. Lord climbing onto the top lane.
Yeah, Lord marching on the top lane, but this time it's 2 marksmen going up against Gear. Assassin right now. Don't forget, this Gear doesn't snowball. It's not a very strong Benedetta. The 2 marksmen tag team will push the bottom lane down while the members of EVOS struggles to defend from this Lord. Mid lane is going to be getting, the waves are going to get cut by Remember and Take Away, so that the minions actually crash on top of the mid lane turret. Instead, Potato tries to look for some engage, and the Mare jumps in, but barely misses it.
Yeah, Rum. He goes in for the disturbance, but the blue buff is going to be snatched away. I'm pretty sure they will give it to Mikumi onto the side of the Eves. EVOS, they face this situation again.
Yes.
They have their back against, you know, Impunity. They're not giving EVOS that easy game. And speaking of which, look at Gear. He's going for the back lines. He wants to aim onto the back line, but failed to have a catch and will disengage.
Yeah, I think Gear has to try to find Reminiscent or Enya. These 2 are your key target members. Now, Ram coming in, we're trying to look for pickup, trying to slow people down. They all EVOS have to protect Sailor at all costs, and the bad impacts will be good to make sure that the stacks goes all the way up as high as possible. Don't forget, we gotta ask, you know, Mikumi on how many stacks he has.
Providing that they invite Mikumi onto the winner. See, if Impunity win, right?
Exactly.
I mean, Jace, you sound like Impunity has won.
I know, not yet. I did not say anything. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, don't count your eggs before they're hatched. EVOS, they're still sitting on the bases. Don't forget, they have the late game insurance. They are protecting Sailor as much as possible.
Well, yes and no, because you look at EVOS, right, they don't have damage if you scale into the late game. I mean, essentially, yes, they are very tanky,
right,
but they have 2 marksmen on the side of Impunity for their late game composition, you know. They have their Roger, they have the Brody. It really all depends down whether they can have a good catch onto either, you know, Mikumi to capitalize on the fight, but we shall see.
Yeah, we have to see, because it's going to be a tough fight for you. Like, Mikumi has setting down the real world manipulation so well. Remember, I mentioned, I think you should be on the banning list on one of these two teams, and Mikumi picks it up.
Well, Rum onto the bottom lane itself, but Potato camping in the bushes. Will he be able to aim? But it's going to be a disengage from Rum. It's too tanky. He just regens back his health.
Yep.
Goes back to see the Lord is going to spawn in 40 seconds onto the bottom lane. Definitely, I think that Impunity will be contesting onto the Lord unless EVOS can steal onto this. Because you look at Impunity, they have 2 marksmen. So it's going to be easy to chunk down onto that Lord unless they catch on to Reminiscent and eliminate him out of the fight before the next Lord. So he doesn't, for Impunity, they don't have the retreat.
Yes, Impunity, right now, the key target is Reminiscent. But in other good old days, I think you have to try to target Mikumi. I think you also have to target India.
So many people to target on this fight.
So you can see how at one point Potato was rolling, was supposed to go to Enya, and then after that make the turnaround onto Mikumi. So it's a very tough choice for the side of EVOS. But I think all they need to do is like what I said, hope Sailor pops out to be that very, very scary Sicilian that they face in game number 1. But they lack damage in the late game because they've got 2 marksmen. But speaking of 2 marksmen, here we go. Reminiscent going in like
you look at the back line itself. Adamir tries to go for the back line and try to zone off Mikumi from engaging in the fight. It's going to be a disengage, but it's a kill for Impunity SG to take on to the Lord because for Potato, he actually burned out that ultimate. So he cannot go in for the Lord unless there's the biggest upset. Adamir tries his best to go in for the snipe, but will not get it. Hard guard will be on Potato. Gear going to the back line to look for Mikumi, but that damage coming in though. Gear, he tries to escape, but that damage coming in from Brody will go. Potato, he's in a pickle. Can he escape from it? No, he cannot, and it's going to be a killing spree. They lost Adamir, they lost Potato.
Oh, you can see the desperation and exasperation coming out from Potato, right? He falls, EVOS lost the Lord, and potentially knocks the wind out of them. As the members of Impunity, they're queuing this up. They're making sure the mid lane is constantly get pushed in. Sayla was not there during that fight, and they are unable to find the engage they're looking for. Initially, I thought Reminiscent overextend just a little bit, but take away with the shields. And with the heals, it's so hard to penetrate by Sailor. Forced to burn the flicker. Real world manipulation managed to zone EVOS all the way out. Impunity focuses the target on top of the next target, which is at the bottom lane. The Lord is still marching down at the bottom side, but decides to walk away and walk all the way back in the street. Potato gets the hard guard this time round, but take away, trying to disengage instead. But the members of EVOS, they're not focusing on the members of Impunity. They're trying to push down this Lord. The Lord is the key target, and Impunity is back to square one, is back to base 1.
Well, the thing is that Impunity, the damage has been dealt. They cracked open the turrets of EVOS. EVOS, they're back in, back to square one again, forced in the base fight in Impunity SG. Constantly, in fact, 3 games. 3 games Impunity SG with the play managed to force EVOS back. It really depends on how EVOS, I think they are really, really good players. They know how to capitalize on when they are choked back into the bases, and they won in game 2. Will EVOS be able to win in game 3 with that tenacity?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the gold lead. 14k, make that 15k almost, quick math. They need to climb 15k. In 15k, how many items can you buy for the side of Impunity? Impunity, I think, is closing on into full items. EVOS probably lacking 1 or 2 items left. But here it goes. Impunity slowly clamping the claws on top of EVOS. The horns are blaring. They're ready to strike. The core is taking some damage right now. The real world manipulation goes all the way down. The members of EVOS focus on Mikumi, but that is not enough as Impunity picks up the steering.
Look at Impunity SG. Look at Mikumi. They're turning crazy.
God.
They're going crazy. Impunity SG. They are ecstatic. They're accelerated. They're going crazy as